Futuristic
and we got
here, and this
Nofuturistic
is
here, and this
Blockparty,
is Blockparty,
weekly show covering
weekly show
the latest and
covering
greatest
the latest and
happening
greatest
on
happening
crypto Twitter
on crypto
and everything
Twitter
happening in
and
crypto.
everything
It is the
happening in
Wild
crypto.
West.
It is the
There's
Wild
something
West.
crazy happening.
There's some crazy
Almost
happening.
every week, really.
Almost every week, really.
But how's your week been?
But how's your week been?
this week?
My week's been good. It's just been really hot in Nashville. It's like I think yesterday the heat index was like 106. So it's just my room currently is 83 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm just like slowly melting. But I got a big bottle of water. I'm ready to rock.
Dang, dude. You're staying on your hydration.
People look at me funny.
People look at me funny, but this is like my sidekick right here.
48 ounce.
It's a 48 ounce
sippy cup, essentially.
Sippy cup, essentially.
So that's how I kind of
that's how I kind of stay hydrated.
It's tough if you don't got like a large vessel.
If you don't got like a large vessel,
I feel like that's the hack.
I feel like that's the hack right there. Honestly,
it helps in the house. When I'm at the gym, I don't bring a bottle, and I take like a pre-workout now, so it's like I'm sweating intensely the whole time. So it's me and the water fountain. We're good friends.
Me and the water fountain. We're good friends.
That's awesome, man.
That's awesome,
very
man.
Important.
Yeah, very
PSA.
important. PSA.
PSA. Stay hydrated.
Twitter, stay hydrated
as you watch this bear market.
Watch this bear market.
Hefe, I'm gonna check our sound real quick just to make sure we're working.
Check our sound real quick just to make sure we're working.
Let's see what our friends are saying.
Let's see what our friends are saying.
Echo on Twitch.
Echo on Twitch.
Check my stuff.
Let me check my stuff. Oh, okay. No, I got you, dude. It was my problem.
Hefe, I'm gonna check.
Okay, so we do have sound going to Twitter, so that's good. If there's an echo, that could be fixed.
I actually just fixed the echo, so we should be good here. It was just whenever I add a new guest to the studio, I gotta mute them in the studio because we got some other magic running in the back here. So that's good. No, we're good. I think so. Echo is fixed. Man, Choina. Shout out to Choina. Honestly, always looking out on the audio front. I know Choina saved me like probably more than a dozen times. We got some friends here. Foreign Gachi, Casper the Gachi, Choina, Flame Viper. Welcome. So tonight, I got a couple things we can talk about tonight. There's some stuff that went down right before the show here, actually. And there's some stuff that went down this week that might be interesting to talk about, as you'll see in the title there. But, is there anything specific that happened that you saw this week on crypto Twitter? You might even touch on things that that we're going to touch on. But.
Well, for me this week, I've been full force into my my newfound goal of getting monetization on Twitter. So a lot of what I've been doing is focused more towards jokes. I mean, I did a DAP Radar Twitter space earlier in the week representing the DAO. That was fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. Shout out to Nigel for getting me hooked up for that. And yeah, that was, I mean, most of my week has been trying to make timely jokes on big accounts. I'm glad to say in the last 10 days, I've hit 11.3 million impressions, which now Twitter, I just actually posted about this a little while ago. Let me see if I can find it. There now is an update where Twitter will tell you like what you need to make monetization. It's this post right here. So I'll put it up here. Yeah, there. So I am now post within the last 3 months. My last 3 months, I'm at 11.3 impressions with over 10 million of those impressions coming in the last 10 days. So I think within a week, I'm going to hit full, like probably 15 million, and then I'll get monetization on Twitter, which is very exciting. So I'm trying to flex that. Yeah, focus on that, and then turn it into a like helping new techniques for it, like replying to big accounts while still replying in Web3, also doing Twitter spaces because that gets you a lot of followers, and slowly putting out my own content, because a lot of the posts, like I had a post that got almost 8,000 likes from last night. It's a stupid joke. And that post has led to a whole bunch of people just going and visiting my profile. So now I'm becoming a little bit more thoughtful of what's actually on my profile, because the first thing, Orium Network, and then Professional Dad Joker. That's what I put up now. So it's been fun and exciting. I haven't been paying as much attention to crypto Twitter, but I did see there were a couple things today that I'm pretty sure you're going to talk about that were mind blowing in a sense.
Yeah, 100%, man. Again, congratulations on the impressions, especially getting that monetization feature, which I know there's been a few people on crypto Twitter that I've seen that are earning quite a bit from it. So there's and then you have that opportunity with people visiting your page. And the dad joker thing, I think that works. When you got the overlap, if you hit the right dad jokes, people resonate with that. You
have to be careful though. Unfortunately, I pissed off the French yesterday or the day before. I made a joke that was like, I didn't make the joke. My joke was just like the French right now. I'm gonna try to find this joke, but it's like I've gotten so many like, yeah, like it wasn't even that good of a joke. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna have to scroll a bit because it was from yesterday, and thankfully it's kind of slowed down because people were kind of pissed. Where is this joke? I'll look for it. Let's continue to talk.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, overall on that front, man, congratulations, and we'll keep an eye on that. When you hit that 15 million, that's gonna be good. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. If Korean pop is K-pop, that means Chinese rap is crap. French art. My joke was the French right now, and it's you can't see it, but it says Sacre Bleu. It's just like two Americans acting like French people, very stereotypical. And they just like, I got so many like responses in French. One of them was like die. The other ones were attacking Americans. But like for engagement, this went nuts because people started talking under this post. But it was also like this isn't friendly. I don't want to get mass reported and people think I'm a dick now. Style to avoid, because it was like I have to be quick with these posts, so sometimes I'm just like throw something out. There has to be something funny here, and then it's like, oh shit, yeah, let me pull back a little bit. But the joke that killed yesterday, it's not even a joke, it's just it's this no, not that one. Where is it? It's been getting liked so much. Okay, so it's this thing, all right? So a woman on the train kept staring at me, and after about 25 minutes, she was like, I'm sorry, but you look like my high school boyfriend who passed away. And without missing a beat, I was like, Amanda? And she was like, my name's Rachel, but imagine if I guessed her name. So my response was, her if he guessed correctly. And it's a gif of Demi Moore from Ghost when she figures out that her husband, who's a ghost, is in the room with her. And I was like, oh, like this just hits on a different emotion. But this thing has been liked 8,800 times less than 24 hours. Cool. 184,000 views, but impressively this has an engagement rate of over 11%, meaning that like people are engaging with this tweet at over a 10% rate, either clicking or expanding the details, visiting my profile, or just liking it, checking who retweeted it. So it's a different angle, trying to get a response that elicits emotion. It doesn't have to necessarily be a joke. Sometimes it's offensive, and that works too, but it can also be something that everybody's like, oh, my heart break. So I actually watched this movie last night with my girlfriend because she had never seen it before we went to sleep. It is indeed a very sad movie, but check it out if you haven't.
Man. Oh, see, learning from the social guru got 1 million impressions today so far. Dang, really cool.
Yeah, it works. Because I think I'm replying too often. Like I have
what does that mean? Search suggestion.
That means if you go over to search Twitter and search at No Future Photo or at No Futuristic, I won't pop up. I'm like being hidden. So that makes me get way less views. So like for today, on my heavy day, let's see, Creator Studio Analytics. On my best day last week, I got almost 1.9 million organic impressions. Today, I've received 643,000 organic impressions. And it's ticked down, the last few days since I've been shadow banned. But if you look at my likes, my posts have been liked 12,000 times. This is nearly like double my highest day ever. but I have 1/3 of the views. So it's good for my engagement in a sense, but it also means I'm being viewed a lot less. So it kind of sucks because I would be at like, at the rate I was going, I'm aiming to hit 10 million impressions a day. I think I could do it, but I think I just responded. I was replying too quickly. Times in an hour, I could reply 34 to people's, like with jokes / just responding to people who respond to my joke. So it's like now I'm trying to ease off a little bit, and it's worked. That one post did really fucking well.
Awesome, man. Well, there you have it, friends. Got a little inside scoop on how you can boost your engagement. Just looking at the comments here. Nofuturistic.eth. You have.
I know I have a copycat.
Boki flower. I'm not sure what that is. This guy has one tweet though, so I wouldn't be worried about him. I don't know how his engagement stacks up to Nofuturistic.
I actually saw this before, and I tried reporting it as the original person, but they wanted me to upload an identification to prove that I was No Future, and I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that. This guy is like nothing at this point. Yeah. So I guess it doesn't matter.
Although it would be kind of funny if this account just like somehow like blew up overnight, and then you're like, oh fuck, what the fuck? Yeah. What happened here? This guy has 2 tweets, man. No, I don't.
He's AI. That's it. The best jokes ever.
Just have one banger of a joke. But all right, so I mean, speaking of Twitter, we got some shit that went down here just before the show. Polly, famous influencer. I got some tweets. We got the launch of the Pond coin, which I was like really, like I've just been sitting watching this thing from the sidelines as I do, and I'm like, man, I don't know how this is gonna pan out, because he had that whole you get nothing.eth. I think that was $1.2 million. This is kind of like mirroring the whole Ben psyop thing, right? So, but I don't know, maybe there were some interesting tweets here. We'll get into it, but the gist of it is this guy sums it up here. Anon Web3. In a recent unfortunate incident, a project called PNDX, led by Polly, turned out to be a disastrous investment for thousands. The project introduced a contract and a website where people could mint tokens, resembling a pre-sale opportunity. I actually went to the website and I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Oh, wait. Let's see what happens. However, the situation took a dark turn when an unidentified person injected liquidity right after minting. Subsequently, others started purchasing large amounts of tokens through the contract. Liquidity initially was around $5,000 worth of liquidity, but people were, aping in with tens of thousands, so there were severe losses as the early minters were, selling off their tokens at staggering 100x increases. So the liquidity was just crushed on the token. And apparently a few wallets made around $700,000 with the initial investments of less than $10,000. But the majority ended up just wrecked, basically. So that's the first bit here. Kind of, what did you see on Twitter that caught your attention with this? Did you kind of see something similar shake out when you first saw this? Or like, what was your reaction to it?
The one thing I saw was a K Money joke that I added a comment on. Let me see if I can find it. It was this one. He goes, can someone do technical analysis for me? And I didn't know what this was, and then I figured out that it was the pawn thing. So this was my response. It's down quadriphylactically, like we're so far down. It's so bad. This has been really my only exposure to it because I was in the gym today. I kind of slept in a little bit. I wasn't really paying attention to crypto Twitter. But the interesting thing was I did see Ben.E actually comment on it at point.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he, what did he say? Oh, see, Paulie, it's not that hard to, it's not that easy. Yeah, let my ass off, Paulie. You see how it's not that easy? Psyop. And I was like, oh no, we're going through this cycle again. Oh, Joined said that our stimmies came in.
Oh, for rarity farming?
Rarity farming stimmies are in.
Sick. Nice.
Oh, this is fucked.
Dang. Okay, so I mean, this guy had an interesting tweet with the Pond launch. In before this is a psyop and is part of the full Pauly story. We don't just pretend to fuck off influencers to show how deluded and corrupt this world is. Why not make everyone part of a rug to show how it actually feels? All in us receiving Pepe for our Pond tokens. So apparently, if you had not gone to Uniswap or interacted with the other setup with the liquidity pool, and you would have actually gone to the Pond website and like actually bought through the interface and minted some tokens right there, you would now be eligible a Pepe refund essentially. I don't know, man. I mean, people still probably got wrecked in the process, right? I mean, the people that went over to Uniswap and got tokens from there, the rug tokens, they're not worth anything, and they won't get anything for it either, which is, no, I don't know. Let's see, that came in regards to Pauly had a tweet that was like basically like, well, if you got wrecked doing this is your fault, basically.
Oh man. It's like at some point like, how are people not going to jail? Like, I don't understand this.
Yeah, here, Pauly, multiple errors in the PNDX contract resulted in loss of funds on the swap, and we are now issuing refunds. If you're a victim to this, check your eligibility, and you can go to pondox/gift.gift/refund, and you'll get a Pepe refund.
Wasn't that a scam though? Pauly's. Oh, it is. Okay, yeah.
Is it though? No, dude, you are correct actually.
Oh shit! Oh man,
look at that, man.
Yo, because I've been getting, man, I've blocked in the last week like 150 accounts that are Chainlink, Arbitrum, or Pauly impersonators. Like,
look at that, dude.
Just coming on every freaking post I make. I got like caught off with one of them. It was pissing me off because it was a good joke and I had to walk away from it in notifications, which is like, you want that dopamine hit. Yeah. I'll show you the joke. It pissed me off because I got scam links. They hit me with like a different approach. Let me see if I can find it. This one. So basically, the post was from watcher.guru. Federal Reserve expected to raise interest rates by another 25 basis points. So my joke was, this point has some basis, and it's a laughing face. And it says, how poor people look defending billionaires that don't give a fuck about them. And it's the kid trying to get like a high five from the basketball players walking by, and they're just all ignoring him. So an account, I could only, that ended up being like a scam account. What they did was they replied to my account, to my post, because he was getting views and a lot of likes, and then they blocked me. So bot army basically started replying to the stupid fake accounts post that just blocked me, and it was like 100 replies of just bots saying, this is a great deal, check it out. It was like driving me nuts because my notifications just kept going off every minute, and it's these fake notifications. So I had to like mute this post to avoid that. So they are getting a little bit, these bots are getting smarter, like, because I usually block all of them, but if they block me first, I can't remove their reply.
Yeah, especially with machine learning AI, they will get to know like specific people too, and how they, like, what will actually make you react to it, and then craft something up like that. It's crazy how sophisticated it's getting. But like, overall, just back to the Pauly thing. Yeah, man, I don't know. I think this space just has a whole bunch of toxic influencers in it. I don't know if anybody's really here at this point, for like the reasons that we all talk about crypto. It's all about grifts right now. I mean, it just shows us we're in a bear market. There was some I have some work that I collect from like rare Pepe artists, but every now and then there'll be like well-known artists from the traditional space that will create like Pepe art and publish it in fake rares. There's been like some really high quality that's dropped in the last months, and I've I've just been there collecting it, and the cards just, dude, they just sit there. They sit there for like days, and sometimes the artists burn. Move like a large portion of especially the more well-known artists. But you see like these, like honestly, just grails sitting there, kind of just not being noticed right now, and so lots of good opportunities in that space. I can't speak on NFTs because I'm not like an NFT trader, but definitely like as an art collector, I can say like if you're out there collecting digital art right now, you can just find like amazing deals that you were just FOMOing in for during the bull market. You can pick these things up for real cheap now. Things that you want to collect only a few months ago.
Yeah, actually, I'll say I purchased one of these. I was very excited for it. Talking about NFTs and people talking about this being a failure. Cool Cats dropped a Reddit avatar collection the past day. This was the more expensive one.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. It's a cool little collection. The prices have fallen, but it was I think 2,500 pieces in the collection. It still hasn't sold out at this point, but they also limit it to one per, I guess, Reddit account. So one of each. So I got it for the art. I was like, it's like what? This was $50. The other one was $10. If you enjoy the art, you're always gonna enjoy yourself. Like it's like the alter ego art that I showed you last week from the Goons. And, a lot of stuff on Polygon, it tends to be where it's like, I'm buying this in the bear knowing that, this might never be worth anything, but I dig it, and maybe it will. And if it is, then I'm lucky and cool. But for now, collect the stuff you like, right?
100% with art, NFTs, like that's my number one rule, because like I have no idea how long I'll be hanging on to this. If my objective is to turn a profit, I do keep that in mind when I'm collecting. Like I do like to collect well-known artists. I do like to collect from people who have a following that are kind of either upcoming in the space or already well-known in the space. I do like to have that extra kind of margin of safety, that protection kind of baked into the art. But I've also collected art that like wasn't from like well-known artists, and just for the art, knowing that I might not ever really sell it because I can't sell it, really. There's no market for it, but I just bought it for the aesthetic.
Yeah, it's that's how I feel about some gaming NFTs. I bought a cozy penguin recently to enter the Cozyverse. It's like 3% of a ETH. It's a ETH game, but it kind of reminds me of Avagachi in the sense that, or also like Nova Creed, where they have a mini game at this point, but they have a whole bunch of other mini games. That's going to be the Cozyverse, and it's like 0.03 ETH. It's like, what, $40-$50. I have no intention of flipping this, but hey, I get to play some cool games, and they're kind of the one I've played so far has been kind of addictive. So I was like, yeah, this is what I think what Web3 is going to be about in the future. It's not going to be so much speculation, but more like trying to find things that you have fun with.
Yeah, exactly. I think fun's gonna definitely have a stage in the upcoming bull market, specifically in the game space. Like it was a nice social experiment last time around, but we've realized that when you over monetize everything, you basically close the gates and you don't let anybody in behind you, and that just makes for a very like echo chamber like experience, because you don't have new people joining your communities or your ecosystems. So I think fun's gonna be first and foremost, especially with GameFi coming up. I see a comment from Flame Viper. How has the bear market treated you guys? I've honestly been stagnating hard since Vitalik sold his dog tokens.
I haven't been trading as much. The assets I own are the assets I own. If I need funds, which I really haven't been pushed to really sell stuff recently, I sell stuff. But I added another cool cat. I've been buying a lot of Polygon NFTs. I feel much more comfortable buying and selling Polygon stuff because the risk is so low, and it gives me kind of JPEG Summer 2021 vibes. I made money on Pepe, I'll say that. I lost a whole bunch of money on 50 other shit coins, but it's more like trading for fun, not really putting too much into it, because I have like a pretty large NFT collection. I think at this point it's like in between two wallets over 4,000 pieces. So eventually something's gonna come back, or it's all gonna be worthless, whatever. At this point I'm stuck with it. I'm more jazzed about the shit I have behind me, like in my studio. I finally added some cool cat pieces. I added a hat, which is the lens profile hat. that we got from Denver.
Yes.
I got the Uniswap hat from Denver, and then I added the Polygon socks that we got in Denver. So it's like that stuff gets me juiced. I'm gonna have I have the Cool Cats Gutter Cat Gang comic books. Soon gonna have some Avagachi comic books. I would hang more of my Gachi merch, but I have the Music City Gachi Gang, the baseball jersey up there, so I'll just leave that. But yeah, it's like that gets me hyped. So the bear doesn't really hit me like that because everybody's like, I'm not treating it like an income source to, I'm flipping and making money.
Yeah, well said, man. I mean, for me, I never really was an NFT trader. I was never really into NFTs. Honestly, Avagachi is like one major exception because, the utility and the gaming aspect, the DAO, there's so many other reasons behind just owning the NFT that I really felt drawn to that as a project. But there aren't too many other projects I'm part of, like in terms of NFTs or even collecting their NFT. I like to collect digital art. I collect it for the long term, and we're talking about, I collect things I like, but they'll also have some sort of a appreciated value by some community or group of collectors. So like that's kind of where my head's been at during the bear market, is looking where nobody else is looking, specifically with digital art, and finding things, buying $10 bills for $1 kind of thing. But that's where I see it. But art's like a really hard one. You can't really say it's you can flip art. Like a lot of people get wrecked flipping art because it's just, you end up holding it longer than you expect, and then you kind of have to at some point get rid of it because there's an opportunity cost for you because you're trying to turn a profit on it. But like other than that, man, like just I've been looking at tokens that I really like, that I use every day. So Matic, I love Matic, I love Polygon. We use it every day. It's our gas token right now. So, that's something I like to have. Of course, none of this is investment advice, but, having some Ethereum is always good because it's the main chain. If you're fortunate enough, if you can get 32 ETH and get your, and then, if anything else sitting around, like savings wise, you could use Bitcoin. Bitcoin is always at least in the crypto space, like a nice place to kind of stack your Satoshis. Well, that's kind of, my vibe. But we'll see, like coming up when the bull market begins, like there's always a bit of a shuffle that could happen, and, maybe go into a little bit more riskier shitcoins and stuff.
Yeah, actually, I just want to highlight this post from Paulie. If you think people are mad now, just wait till they realize what they missed out on. This is the same tactic that ETH Ben used, to hype people into not selling.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on here. Because, like, is it a psyop of a psyop? Like, what is this? Is this a test? What is this? I don't know. Because, like, dude, like when the whole Ben E thing was going down, Paulie was like he was being loud about that. Like it was like, he made sure like Ben knew that like that shit wasn't fly with him. It was somehow violating his principles, I guess. But like, and then you see this is like, is this a psyop of the psyop? Like, is this just making the whole Ben.E thing, like making a mockery of it? Like everything's just gonna be all good in the end, it's gonna somehow work out? Or is that what he wants people to buy into, the very idea of that?
I don't know. Like, I just think it's dangerous considering Paulie is already involved in a very high profile lawsuit, right? So I don't know, like, unless he's not in the US and he doesn't give a fuck. Saying you've been using secondary address or separate wallets entirely. I've gotten PTSD from those claim free NFT, which end up being wallet drainers. So I've actually, I have moved a lot of my assets off of my main wallet because that wallet was a hot wallet. So I don't really, I really don't go to do mints that are free unless I really trust it. Like I have to know it's like something like Magic Eden or something like that. So I don't really run into that danger. In terms of airdrops, the only thing I've really farmed is the ZK EVM, which I can't even say I've really farmed. I just like bridged over a few, like percent of Ethereum. I bought a, a few different BTC NFTs just to kind of hold. And otherwise, I've just kind of played back. I don't really play the airdrop game or the free mint game because I just don't trust anything. But you can always spin up a hot wallet on a device shit about, and then mint.
They've been from just like a minting wallet that got funded and it was just its own wallet. But like you say, a different device is important too, because most people think, well, I'll just use a different Ethereum account, and that doesn't really use a completely different device with a different seed phrase.
Yep.
To be fully sure that you're good, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. Actually, I have a question for you. What did you think of the new branding of Twitter, switching from Twitter to X?
Oh yeah, everybody's talking about that this week. I guess I should have an opinion on it. I don't really care. I mean, I did see a video on it that was kind of interesting because it talks about like the history of PayPal and how PayPal was supposed to be this everything app that was invented by Elon and a partner himself, right? They sold the company. But the x.com domain is from like the early PayPal days, because they were going to call it x.com and they called it PayPal instead. And so there was some early tweets before Elon changed the name. He was like, new domain name coming up for renewal, having, I don't know, thoughts about if I should renew it or not, and so that was x.com. So x.com is the everything app. So what I think what's going to happen here pretty soon is Elon Musk is going to create Twitter as the everything app for all social media, going from video content to you name it, fully like monetized platform that rivals YouTube. And I think there's going to be a start to become a pull. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm here for it, man.
Yeah,
like, I like to monetize. And that's why I've been pushing so hard on, just tweeting and getting my shit up there. Because I think it's like, it's valuable. And I mean, it does. People have talked about, like, is he trying to create WeChat? Or what is that's the name of the, yeah, right? In China, that's like kind of runs everything. I mean, I'm down for it. The thing I do worry about is that, like, Facebook kind of did this thing a few years ago, which like screwed me, because my original Facebook name is Gone Fishing. It was always Gone Fishing. I didn't have a real name, and then it's like, hey, you're not a real person. We need a real name. And I was like, I'm not putting my real name, so I put it as just Anthony VEE, Anthony V.
Right.
And then I lost my account. It got like hacked or something, and they wouldn't like deal with me because I don't have an ID that says Anthony. 3 out of 5 friends that they've picked to basically say I am who I am, 2 of the 5 people were dead, so I can't get in contact with one of the other 3. Yeah, so it's like there's no way for me to like appeal it or like do anything I know of. So that account has been dead, and my Facebook photography page has been dead for like almost 3 years at this point. It kind of sucks.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah, so I worry you're gonna do that on Twitter, where they're gonna like KYC essentially. Because if it is tied to monetary stuff, you have to have a Stripe account, right? If you want to get paid out from Twitter. But I just worry we're gonna have to supply other forms of identification that might seem like a small thing because we're doing something, like this ability to monetize was actually like a big like risk to privacy.
I guess it would depend on how well they protect your data, really, right? Like if your credit card data gets breached, like that happens all the time, but I'm like what you're doing, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already doxxed, so it doesn't matter. For other people who say are undoxed,
Yeah,
that
like
might be
me,
an
for
issue.
example. I'm kind of like
100%.
half semi-doxed, for sure.
Oh, are you going to do the world coin thing?
Fuck
Sam
no,
Altman
dude.
stealing
You
your
know me,
iris?
man. I'd be the last fucking person to do that.
Thrax was talking about doing it. I think he was joking though. He was joking
I
about
hope
it.
so, man. I mean, I wouldn't want to be scanning my eyeballs with anything.
No,
The whole
no.
thing out.
It's the future though.
It's
Weird.
the future, though. I think we're faced with two futures, my friend. I think we're about to split timelines here, depending on which way humanity leans towards. But I still have hope that we're gonna lean towards that are a little too old to be doing anything. We saw the Mitch McConnell deal, right? I mean, if that's who you're up against, bro, if that's who you're up against, we're fine, man. We're good. We're gonna win. I have faith.
I made a really tasteless joke about
Tasteless earlier this week. Let's see if I can find it.
So it's a video of him like freezing up, right?
Yeah.
The one I picked was Mitch McConnell right now. And it's the error symbol that we get when your computer is freezing up.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I got one here. This is for fake rares because they're doing Series 15, which is like orange theme. And mine's staring at my Series 15 orange, felt like all oranged out.
Yo, bro, we didn't. You just made me think about it. We didn't even talk about the whole alien shit. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, in the White House, but like, man, anytime they see something in the White House, I'm like, this is definitely not true if you guys are talking about it.
Well, I mean, they were talking about it at a congressional hearing. Blower, come on and talk about like the military is what was it, biogenics, like non-human life forms from crashes. So everybody's been talking about it, like somebody, just like, are they out there? Is this them admitting it? Like, the fact that people aren't freaking the hell out that our government's openly talking about this is kind of strange.
Well, man, if you want to go down that hole, like, I'm all obsessed about aliens. I just can't like start spouting shit off because it's like people start being like, yo, this guy's a little bit, I don't know, man. But
everybody's talking about
I will
it.
say though, during like the pandemic, I've like looked into this. Like, a lot of national parks were off limits during the pandemic. You could not go, like, especially in my area, you could not go in national parks. Same with Yosemite National Park. Some of the biggest national parks were off limits completely. Like, people were being turned away and stuff, like, that were trying to make their way through. And I think there's a good reason behind it, man. Oh, dude, that's like my next.
Stuff.
That's
from Borovic, like Yahoo Finance is saying that. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, I'll say, dude, our history is stranger than fiction. Let's just say that, and where humans came from and all that shit. I think there's a time to definitely discuss. It's gonna be presented to people from the mainstream media is gonna be like this candy wrapper truth, and they're gonna make it seem small and ridiculous. So like, if you really want to dig into this, people that are like, whoa, aliens, like, dig into it for yourself. That's what I say. Like, look into it for yourself. There's people out there that, talk about this shit, that have probably even had experiences with this stuff. You need to kind of figure out for yourself what's true and what's not. But ultimately, I think it's one of those topics that's so strange that if you just can end up highly misinformed on the topic, just like with everything else. So like, I think there's truth to what they were saying in the White House, but I also think that's a small sliver of the truth, and the truth is stranger than what people can actually imagine. I think maybe this is a way to get people's minds around the cons of it, because like, most people would not admit that there is something like this out there that exists. But the other thing is, I mean, this could be used as a major distraction because this week, I know there's some Hunter Biden hearings in the White House that were kind of cleared, and then SB from the whole congressional funding, which is huge news, but that didn't make it on the news because we were talking about aliens.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh man,
so I just kind of look both ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, $93 million of customers' funds used for campaign financing of politicians, and it's not being investigated. It's actually like, what the hell
it's
is
actually
like
being swept under the rug?
Yeah, that's crazy. Like the thing is, like realistically, like that money largely has been spent unless they still hold on to. I mean, they get to keep part of it, I think, and keep it in a fund. I don't really understand like that part of politics. Just because I walk away from all of it because it's a big money game, you know. I don't even know. It just hurts my brain to think that's what happened. Like really, like what happened.
Here's Maxine Waters sending a kiss to Sam Bankman-Fried when he was initially charged. This is why he was released. So it's not a very good video, but you can see she's sending a kiss to him, blowing a kiss to him, and now he's been acquitted. Do you think people are gonna take justice into their own hands now? Because I think at this point there's definitely people out to get this guy, that's for sure. And I think there was many on the sidelines like hoping justice would be served here, right?
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, I don't wish that on anybody, but like
either.
Yeah, like Bernie Madoff. No, Bernie Madoff wasn't the one. It was Larry Nassar. That was a whole different thing, though. He died in jail, but he also like abused all these gymnasts, like children. He was like beaten to death in jail. Bernie Madoff, that's a finance crime. He died in jail. He didn't. I don't think he was. I don't think he was murdered in jail. But the people that he, I guess, robbed are unlikely to end up in the same prison as him. So. You never know, depending on who it is. But yeah, I also heard this sad story. There was like this Spanish from Spain crypto millionaire that was found dismembered in Argentina. They found him like in a suitcase, chopped up, and they were like, "Yeah, this had to be a professional hit." And I was like, "Holy crap, man! That's I forget that we're in that kind of world still, because this crypto is crypto, but a lot of it started dark web type stuff. So you gotta always be careful about what you have and where you go."
Oh, 100%, especially these days. Self-custody means self-custody. It means you protect your own shit. You're responsible for that. But the opposite of that would be giving your money to a clown like this guy, SBF. And I see here there was even talk about like SBF, FTX being used to, having money laundered through there for Ukraine and funding Ukraine. There's a whole like thing behind that here as well. You can see this tweet here. Don't ever forget that Joe Biden gives you taxpayer dollars to Ukraine. Ukraine washes the money. FTX CEO donates millions to Democrats. I don't know about the election part. That hasn't, I wouldn't be surprised, but that's separate amongst many issues.
Yeah, it was there were a couple of like posts I saw today. I'm trying to see if I can find them.
Yeah, here, Illuminati bot says the feds ran the UFO hearing in Congress on the same day they dropped charges against Democrat super donor Sam Bankman-Fried. This is what total corruption looks like.
I can't find the specific article. I thought it might be from Daily Loud, but it was talking about. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is mind blowing, right? In 2022, the U.S. Senate passed a bill to hire 87,000 new IRS agents to investigate citizen finances. Yesterday, the Senate blocked the bill to monitor and audit billions of taxpayer dollars sent to Ukraine. So you're going to come after me for the, $30 I made in crypto this year, but we're going to just watch all this money go unaudited. That's freaking crazy.
That's insane, dude. And I mean, this is why I'm an advocate of this old system of trusting people and just trust us is, I don't think my generation's going to buy it. I think people are starting to wake up. And if it continues going the way it does, I think even more people will wake up. And all that really means is like we need to start using this technology that you and I are so aware of to begin governing ourselves, whatever that looks like. But imagine all this money was locked up in smart contracts, and we actually, as a DAO, like America DAO, had to like go vote on where this money would go. Like this money would never leave the United States, and so those are.
Yeah, but then we would get screwed because someone would figure out a delegation system, and then there'd be America Vault, and none of our
America Vault. Yeah. Oh dang, that's hilarious.
3 days left, friends. 3 days. Oh,
true,
man.
true.
Yeah. Also, shout out to tomorrow. I'm very excited. I've mentioned this before. Tomorrow is the 2-year anniversary of the Gotcha Gang Hangout. It's our 104th Gotcha Gang Hangout. Since we've started this thing, so it's fun. I'm so happy that we made it this far, and I look forward to another 104 hangouts after this.
104 hangout, man.
Yeah.
Dang.
Other thing, be very excited. Join us in the room. I still have not signed on it because of. I'll talk about it in a second, but the thing for OVIX passed. So
Dang.
basically, in the process of signing off on sending the funds to OVIX and being 100% completely done with it. I'm gonna check real quick. Last I checked, I think 3 or 4 out of 5 directors signed off. Let's see.
4 out of 5 apparently. So we need one more, and we're good to go. That is so exciting.
It could be me. It could be me, but it won't be me because this is the one proposal I don't want my name anywhere near.
Hey man, I don't blame you, dude.
Like, yeah, I mean, if it goes on for another day, I'll sign it, but I feel confident somebody else will sign it. But there is this like hesitance to be like, I don't want to put my name on it. Like, my name's already on it, but like, if I
could be the hero, man. You could be the hero. You come in and save the day. You just got to give it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait and see if it happens. If someone else does it tomorrow, but if they don't, I'll do it tomorrow in the morning. But I'm just waiting, like, oh, this is the one thing. I'll sign everything else. This is the one thing I'd rather not sign.
Yeah.
But we're done. We're not going to have to deal with it, hopefully after this weekend. So that's a big, congratulations to the DAO for finally getting it done. I'm happy that, we don't have to talk about this anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, it was, in the end, it was dealt with the best way, our DAO, for figuring our shit out, at least on our end of things. And I'm glad we can move on and talk about other things. Like this game, actually, I can quickly touch on tomorrow's schedule. We'll be talking to Oliver Spoon and Slick with Avagachi Assets. It's a really reasonable ask, and it sounds like it's gonna be something really exciting that we can do, like gaming, especially with game coming out and all that. So hang out tomorrow. We're gonna celebrate the 104th hangout, and we are also going to talk about some really cool stuff for once, and finally get back to Avagachi DAO stuff. So yeah, join us for that. Absolutely.
It's going to be awesome. Is there... Well, we still have like 8-9 minutes left, so unless you want to wrap up early today.
We always can. I just want to... Maybe we should look at the fake gotchis here. Let's give fake gotchis a little bit of love. Polygon, man. The fucking BD team at Polygon is killing it. Or whoever's working these deals, man. Bank of Italy taps Polygon for institutional DeFi pilot. So this is really big news, in my opinion. It's a G7 central bank.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's big. Also, shout out to Metaverse John. He started, became the Twitter intern for Magic Eden, and now he got promoted to the head of he's basically the Polygon ecosystem head for Magic Eden. So congratulations, that guy is always out there hustling. Dang, I got to meet him in New York.
Congrats,
we got to have a couple beers together. Yeah, and if you guys are available in the mornings, Polygon does a lot of spaces, and they've been letting me up to speak, which is pretty cool. So jump up there and let's talk about how great things are in our ecosystem.
Oh, very cool. Do you have like a specific time window that these are usually going on?
I think like the one I jumped in today and spoke in was around 9 or 10 a.m. my time, so it might have been around 10 or 11 Eastern, I think. Something on Polygon runs a main one weekly on Mondays, I think at like 10 a.m. Eastern my time, so that's 11 a.m. But they're usually in the mornings. They do some in the evenings. You turn on the notifications for the On Polygon account from Metaverse Johnny, and you'll see different ones.
Okay, cool, man. I mean, that's good to know. I definitely want to hang out with the Polygon folks and get to know everyone better, for sure.
All right, let's look at some fakes.
Let's look at some fakes, man.
Ooh, I haven't seen this one before. Actually, I'll tell you, I'm trying to convince my girlfriend currently, because she's an artist, to create a one of One Piece. I was like trying. I'm like, yo, if you make it, because she can draw, I'm like, we can make it a physical that we ship. I'm like, I think if we do this, I can, like someone will buy it, like essentially. So now I just have to keep pushing her to make this art, because I know she could do it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, let's bring artists on chain, right? Like, especially the ones we know in our daily lives.
Yeah, so the queue is looking rather empty.
The queue is looking kind of sad right now, is it?
Well, not sad. It's just, I guess, no one submitting anything. It's the summer, everybody's on vacation.
True. I'm glad we actually have a couple placeholders in here, so it never actually does look sad. We have Lev's Eternal Raffles Revenge. I don't think that one's ever leaving this queue here. And then we also have Epic Gamers Guild Visceral piece that is also just going to be a placeholder for now, but also I guess commemorates the launch of Fake Gachi. So it's there and throwback to the early Fake Gachi days.
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at the leaderboard. I'm currently number 10. I've been interested in this DAO, the fake DAO, because if that pops off, I'm going to be a top 10. I've never been a top 10 holder in anything other than Shibas, which I own 79 of, which is, I think, like 1 or 2%, which is crazy. I also own a few Polygon collections that I own like 2 or 3% of the entire collection because it's so cheap. You spend like 20 Matic and you own like 300 pieces.
Yeah, the fake DAO thing could be really interesting, especially if each fake is given a value, like a voting power. That would be really interesting.
Yeah, now Deal will he'd be holding it down right now.
Yeah, he'd be the king, the DAO king for sure. I got a decent amount of fakes. I mean, I don't think I'm anywhere near the top 10, but I'm definitely probably in the top 30, I would say.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I see your wallet. Soju's top 22.
My wallet, the one that you want to look at. Oh, that's the thing. My fakes are kind of...
GMI Friends is number 18.
GMI Friends is 18. Dang.
FaZe is number 14. That's with 83 unique pieces. GMI has 75 unique pieces. That's impressive.
Dang, I didn't realize GMI had that many pieces.
Sitting on a treasure trove.
I guess people like... And shout out to the artists, man. I have experienced this a few times when artists usually send one to GMI, which is kind of cool. So
yeah,
we should definitely get our display game up on GMI, because we have like, I want to say we have like over 25 pieces, like some parcel now.
Yeah,
so it might be time to throw some down. But yeah, okay, fake gachis. We got some Soju pieces, gachi chain, some classics that I've seen around before, some Thrax pieces. Hey, I'm gonna be throwing a couple fake Sams up to commemorate his getting away to another dimension here, like I did call back then. So I just want to say I was right, and if you'd like to remember that, you can collect fake gachi, because I don't think he's ever going to jail, man. That guy's gonna go back to playing League of Legends. People are gonna forget about it, and then he's gonna start FTX 2.0.
Holy crap! That can't be possible.
I shouldn't even.
Hey, Hefe, can you hear me?
What's that?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Oh,
can you hear me? Hey mates.
Hello. We got Flame Viper on the call. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thanks. So thanks for reminding me. I still have to delete those 60 fake guys I said I'm gonna delete. No, I don't think that FBX guy is ever gonna get caught.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's just like the thing. Don't expect all the money out of me. No. I went into the casino. I knew the risks. I lost it. That's the logic.
Yeah, you called it, man. I agree. It's a rationalization that's happened, and I don't think he's done anything wrong in his mind.
Squeeze him, you're getting squeezed too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Also, it's not like politicians go to the mafia. They don't hang out with the mafia where they can.
Yeah, you got that right. That's all I got for today, friends. Do you have any?
Days, if you're looking for something to do with your assets that are now going to be just sitting around doing nothing, come to Orium. Hit me up. We're in discussions about creating a premium petting bot. It's a tough sell because we have to make it has to make sense from a business standpoint if there are enough users. But I think I'm trying to upsell Ernie on the idea of that a premium service that is provided to safe and scholarship holders. Also, check out we put out a Medium article. It's the first one I've written for Orium that we added, which is rental information. At this point, the rental information is pretty basic, but we plan on adding more stuff. So if you have any feedback, definitely give it to me. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here. It's a Medium article. Yeah, new rental information for Gotchi for each asset. You can check that out, and yeah, check it out, friends.
There you have it. Yeah, again, a reminder that Gotchi Vault is winding down. So if you're using Gotchi Vault right now, get your assets over to Orium there and set it up. I got a vault set up there, so I'm good.
Oh, no.
Yeah, all right, friends. Otherwise, we will see you there tomorrow at the Avagachi Hangout / Avagachi DAO call at 2 p.m. UTC. And if we don't see you then, I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.